Chelsea 2, Leeds 2. Chelsea 2, Leeds 2 at the bridge. I mean, I can't believe I'm even saying 2-2. Terrible, terrible result. Terrible result. Poor result. Ooh, we literally threw 2 points away. Like we literally gave away 2 points by, first of all, Caicedo's just inexplicable tackle in the box. What was he doing? What are you doing, Caicedo? I don't know. I don't know, why are you tackling the guy in the box? Why are you even tackling him? These guys had literally had no shots on target, nothing. Hadn't even thought about shooting in Sanchez direction for like 1 hour. What are you doing? What are you doing, Caicedo? We're winning 2-0. We're just kind of grinding out the 3 points. And you decide to just do a foolish tackle in the box and give them a way back. You give them a way back, and Mecha, I believe is his name, scored, banked in the PK, and it's 2-1. It's 2-1. That right there halved our lead. Halved the brilliant goal, the brilliant assist and brilliant goal from Joao Pedro, and then a penalty from when they made their own silly penalty, pushing the back on Pedro, and Palmer made it 2-0. And at that point, we are sure that we got 3 points because these guys, as I mentioned, in an hour, they hadn't even thought about taking a shot towards Sanchez. They weren't even getting close. They weren't getting close. That was the type of control that we had in the game. And that's the only way back, is doing something silly, making a mistake. And we didn't make one. We made two. Two mistakes. We made two mistakes, right? After the Caicedo penalty that he gave away, just minutes later. And at the point I'm thinking at that point in time, because I just saw Josh just lose the ball on the sideline, and in my mind I'm like, hey, wait a minute, Fofana is on the bench. Rosinho, I think now will be a brilliant time to replace this young boy, who, by the way, already has a yellow. So he had 2 reasons to replace him. He had the yellow card, and he's an experienced defender in these type of moments. Just know who you want when we're down, when we're now feeling the pressure, our 2-0 lead being halved. We don't want a rookie defender but when we have an experienced guy on the bench who surely could give us 30 minutes, notwithstanding he played like the previous 2 games. Fofana was good for 30. So the sub, I really feel like that sub should have been made really at the same time that Estaval went out of the game, was removed from the game. That's the sub. It should have been a double sub when you're moving Estevan, putting Pedro Neto. Then also remove our rookie defender who had done well enough to at least help us to steer to 2-0. Bring in the experienced center back in Wesley Fofana, and just grind out another. A boring, a 2-0 win and 3 points. But, we left them on. We left them on, and the reality is, in fairness to Rosinho, he didn't really have much time to even think about making that sub, because it was only minutes later. It was minutes later that just the most silly goal you've ever seen a Chelsea team, concede. The ball bounced around. It bounced. Now, granted, it bounced off the hand, the hand of their player. Clearly, it wasn't an intentional handball. They ended up leading to I don't know what happened. You pass to the goalie or clear the ball. You have 2 options. I believe whether it was between Josh and Hito. I can't remember who the 2 of them, Josh, Hito, and Trevor. I can't remember. I know Josh was primarily involved. Josh cleared the ball. Safety first. This is, I mean, what you learned in Chelsea in academy teenager, as a 15-year-old defender, you 16. Safety first in the box. We're clinging to a 1-0 lead and we're under pressure. Safety first. When the ball, basically rolling through, just clear the ball, guy. You know what he trying to shield it or what? No, he was just clear the ball, clear this ball, and he was trying to shield it and whatnot. And Sanchez had to come out and try and make a decision. In fact, he almost gave up a penalty. If they didn't score, they might have ended up with another PK on that play. And it was just the most silly goal that you ever literally handed over to a opposition. And that's why this team is not ready to challenge, because you never see the other guys from North London. They're not going to give up this kind of just two dumb goals. Keep it clean. I saw Enzo at the time when there was a mistake made. He was pointing to his head, say, guys, keep your head. That's when we're still up 2-0. He's like, keep your head and stop making these silly errors at the back. And it came back and it almost beat us last week. Not last year. It almost beat us on Saturday against Wolves. But it sure as heck came back and it beat us in the butt. With 2 goals, our 2-0 lead was quickly wiped away to 2-2. But there was still enough time to find the third goal. And in fact, we have found the goal. We have found it, because with 2 minutes left in injury time, it was 6 minutes of injury time. In the 94th minute, it was a brilliant 1-2 combination between Gusto and Caicedo to unlock Caicedo. Caicedo, perfect, almost perfect, but for me it was perfect. All he had to do was just put the square pass to elude all of their defenders, and it eluded all their defenders. And the player that you want, if they said, yeah, you only want one player on the back post that the ball's going to fall to their left leg, before I ask the question, you're going to say Cole, Palmer. It fell to Cole Palmer 2 yards away. I don't know, even less than 2. How he managed to miss the whole target is an unsolved, mystery, because that should have been 3-2. Should have helped to rescue us from this silly comedy of errors that we made to basically drop the 2 points. To basically drop the 2 points. It should have been a 5th straight win. So it's just frustrating. I'm frustrated because mentally, it wasn't a professional job. That's the reality. And fortunately, the sad thing is, these things tend to happen when we have to rotate. When you have to rotate, and Rosenjau made the minimal rotations, and that was to remove to replace Fofana. He knew Fofana was not going to start 3 straight games, so he was definitely always going to replace him with somebody. I was thinking it was going to be Mamadou Sarr, but for some reason he went with the younger Josh. Right now, granted, Josh has played in this league. He's played in Premier League games, and he's more than held his own against this type of opposition. And he was doing fairly okay. He was doing fairly okay. And but hey, these are the risks when you have young, inexperienced defenders. And so the other change was Neto. Everybody would say, bench Neto, bench. Well, Neto was benched, and we started Esteval, and we didn't really get much from Esteval. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. We didn't get much from Esteval in today's game. You didn't get much from Esteval, and we know what he can do, but he didn't give us much. And so he was the first player that was subbed out. I'm not saying that that he was poor. He wasn't poor, but he was not involved in the game. And everybody else is involved. Enzo, Palmer, Santos, Caicedo. But Estevao was the only, attacking player that was not just getting himself involved in the play. He was kind of lost in the game for most of the game, and that's why he was subbed out. I was thinking it was going to be Palmer getting subbed out when we're up 2-0, but it was Estevao. And so, but in any event, 2-2, 2 points, definitely 100% 2 points dropped. Really, really painful 2 points drop. Painful 2 points drop. As of the time of this recording, I mean, Man U is down 1-0. Obviously, Man U, they might come back tied. They might end up winning the game. But let's say imagine if they actually lose that game, and that means we had a chance to open up a small 2 point gap, a small 2 point gap on Man U. So and then get 1 point closer to Aston Villa. So this is a missed opportunity. That's just the bottom line. There's no two ways that we can dice it. You can't dice it any other way. It's a massively missed opportunity to collect another 3 points in a game that we controlled, we dominated. We gave them nothing for an hour until we decided to literally give them 2 goals. And so that's all I have. Our next game is on Friday against Hull City. I'm not sure whether it's at home or I think it might even be at home. It's an FA Cup game. It is what it is. How do you guys feel? Please like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave your comments below. God bless you guys. Peace.